Hey everyone, my name is Dave and welcome to NTD Racing. I'm the guy around here who usually comes up with most of the bad ideas, and we have a YouTube channel. I like to record those things, and we just started live streaming also. It took us a while to figure out the easiest and most effective way to live stream, and what we found is that on our vehicles we are using Starlinks, and then we just hook them up to regular old iPhones. And we find that those just stream straight to YouTube and makes it the easiest way to live stream. But the Starlink is another challenge because you have to power it. And to make a stream work, you have to power it continuously. So how do you do that? Let's just take a look really quick at the Starlink and just some of the things that it requires to power a Starlink. I think you'll be surprised at how easy it is. First off, we use a Starlink Mini. And the reason that we use that is because this is the whole thing, and it basically will fit in your backpack. I think I've even seen guys who wear them on their back during motorcycle racing or something like that, just because they're so small. And inside the Starlink Mini is everything. You take it outside, you point it towards the sky, and it will provide you like 300 megs per second of internet, and the upload speed is pretty fast also. That just happens to be about 6 times faster than what I get in my home internet, which is another issue I like to gripe about. But how do you power one of these? And that's kind of the issue that we're talking about today. So let me get out my readers here and let me tell you what the input requirement is for this system. And it says here that it is between 12 and 48 volts at 5 amps. And so there's the issue. So how do you get that kind of power to the Starlink? Well, when you buy the Starlink Mini, what comes in the kit is a charger like this. And so it comes with a really long cord. On both sides of this cord, it has the same input. The other side goes into, in this case, this power block right here. And this thing right here says that it inputs anywhere around the world, basically. You can have 100 to 240 volts, and it can be 50 to 60 hertz. And then what it outputs is 30 volts at 2 amps. And because it has relatively high voltage, 30 volts, it can send that power over this really thin wire and have no problem at all. So when we run this in the car, what we end up doing, because the vehicles, or most vehicles out there, are 12 volt systems, what we end up doing is we just take the end of this wire and we cut it so that we can use this plug. And the nice thing about this plug, again, is that as it goes into the back of the Starlink, it becomes completely waterproof, and I promise you, we have tested that many times. Problem with the 12 volt system is that if you want to equate it with a 30 volt, 2 amp system, a 12 volt system, to get to that same output of 60 watts, you need to go to 5 amps, 12 times 5, 60 watts. And when you go to a lower voltage with higher amps, it has a hard time across a thin wire. The amps start to heat up the wire, and you're going to have voltage loss across that long distance. And so that we found is that what you want to do is when you cut this wire, you want to make it as short as you possibly can. In fact, if you can just run a relay right up next to where your Starlink is and make this like about a foot long, that's going to be the best results that you're going to have for running it on a vehicle, especially when you turn the vehicle off, alternator is no longer working. And then now that voltage drops a little bit, the Starlink will still work for a long time. But if it's a long wire, you're going to lose the Starlink in a 12 volt type application. Here is another application that I love. And you can get one of these online from Amazon. There is a link in the description below on where you get one of these. It's like 28 bucks. It looks like you pronounce it M-Win. Here's what it looks like. On one side, it's just that same waterproof connector that you put right into the back of the Starlink. And then on this side, you can take any of your DeWalt 20 volt batteries and slide it right in. Since it's 20 volts, you're looking about sending 3 amps across this. 5 amp hour battery, I think, is what we got here. I'm interested to see how long one of these will last. Let's go outside, plug it in. We'll run a speed check to test the performance of the Starlink. We'll put a time lapse on it, and let's see how long it'll work on one of these DeWalt batteries. All right, this test is live out here in the snow. I hope the cold doesn't mess with the battery too much. It's sunny, even though it's a lot of snow out here, so I think it's gonna stay warm and not be too much effect on the system here. But this is what we got. We had the Starlink. I pulled this right off of our race truck that we just got done racing at the Baja 1000. You can see it has still got dirt all over it. And then underneath there, you can see our pivot mount on the Starlink Pivot, one of our sponsors. These guys make stuff that holds your tablet, and then once you have your tablet mounted safely, you can mount to anything. And this is their system of mounts, and you kind of see I have it mounted onto a fence post. How awesome is that? Right here we got the 5 amp hour battery, fully charged. It's not even a new one. This is one of my older batteries, and it is plugged in there, and the test is going right now. There's a blue light that is on the Starlink letting you know that it is working. However, it's kind of tough to see those blue lights. So let me show you how I am monitoring the stream, or basically the internet from that. We just did a test. I think it was over 200 megs per second, which is an amazing speed for internet. Walking through the speed shop, you can kind of see some of our projects here. This right here is called our open source bug, where we are building a class 11 bug like that one back there, which is Trooper. I'm doing all of the CAD files and the videos for absolutely free. You can download those things by going to ntdracing.com, and I'll be cutting stuff on the plasma table. Also a Dragon A250. I think it's a really cool build series. These aren't ghosts. These are amazing engines underneath some covers to keep dust off them, because we'll be replacing this engine right here with a nice new one. All right, and then over here is how we are monitoring the performance of the Starlink. So what you see right here is the live stream playing off of our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, that would be awesome. This is off of our YouTube channel, and this was the live stream that we broadcast during the Baja 1000. And this is an iPhone that is in our truck going through the Starlink that you just saw out there on the post. This is actually another one of the iPads that we had in the truck, protected by an amazing pivot case. This is the pivot case we use on there. And I think just the best solution all the way around for protecting your tablets, and then also mounting solutions to any kind of surface. Check them out, link in the description below for Pivot. We love those guys. So this thing will continue monitoring until it goes out. We'll see how long that DeWalt battery can power the Starlink. All right, these results blew me away. 3 hours, almost exactly on the dot, 3 hours later is how long it took for this battery right here to go to all the way discharged, using this thing to power the Starlink, and it had a steady stream the whole time. It's charging right now. I want to be totally honest with you. I did this before, and it took one of my batteries, I think it was one of this one or this one. I took it all the way to zero because I left it on there literally all night long. I think it may have discharged too much. And so this Gucci charger, when I put it on there, it didn't recognize it and didn't charge it until I put it in one of these older, smaller chargers. It charged right up on that, and it wasn't a problem right now. And it's one of these batteries that's all the way charged right now. So I don't think it's an issue, but just be advised, if you got one of these and it doesn't charge, put it on one of your older chargers and it'll be just fine. Amazing, 28 bucks. I think that the use cases for this thing are absolutely obvious. You can imagine you want to go fishing in the afternoon, but you got to take a conference call later on. There's no internet and all that for your computer out at the river, but now you can bring this thing along, and for 3 hours you have all the internet you could possibly need. Pretty amazing capability. And when you look at Starlinks right now, I think they're like $230 for the Starlink Mini, and that's what this whole thing works on. And then 28 bucks. You already have DeWalt batteries in your garage. It just makes sense. Check out the link in the description below. When you buy it, you help us out because we are an affiliate with Amazon, and we do appreciate it because that's how we pay for all our cars and that kind of stuff. If you like what you saw, please consider liking and subscribing, and we'll hope to see you next week as we continue working on our open source bug. Take care of yourself.